Hello, friends, and welcome to Yoga Today. I'm Natalie. Thanks so much for joining me. I'm really glad you're here. I would like you to start by just taking a comfortable seat on your mat, somewhere that you feel like you can sit and let your spine grow tall. And just take a moment to start to settle in. Feel free to close your eyes, start to deepen your breathing. Inhaling down into your belly and blowing all the air out as you exhale. Relax your hands either in your lap or to your knees. Good work. We're going to spend some time today working on our hips. I don't know if you've heard the new saying, but sitting is the new smoking. I think that's an extreme thing to say, but a lot of doctors and physical therapists are just talking about how much time we spend sitting and what that does to your body. And one of the things that it does, if you think about, even if you look down, when you're sitting, you're creating that right angle from your legs to your back. So your hips are shortened, your hip flexors are shortened. And we do that so much that can often become a problem. And we need those hips, right? We need them for mobility, for moving. So we're going to work on that a little bit today. Take just a couple more deep breaths. And if you have anything else that you personally want to focus on today, any intentions or mantras you want to have, go ahead and think of that now. Good. Let's start by just dropping our right ear over to our right shoulder. Feel a stretch in the left side of the neck. Maybe just slightly open your jaw so that those jaw muscles aren't locked. Take an inhale here and use your exhale to move back up to center. And then exhale, left ear to left shoulder. I want to give you permission today to adjust this practice as needed for your body. Do what feels good to you, how you feel today. Good. Take an inhale here and then exhale. Go ahead and lift your head back up to center. Send your arms straight out from your shoulders for me. So long arms, palms up. And then we're just going to alternate taking one hand and tapping it up to the shoulder. So right hand up to right shoulder, and then alternate. Straighten the right arm, take the left hand to the left shoulder. Inhale and exhale as you move. Let's see if you can stretch your arms a little bit. Feel a stretching in the shoulders, maybe a little bit in your neck, wrists and elbows. Good. Go for maybe one more time on each side and then meet me with both hands at your shoulders. We're going to inhale. Take your hands behind your ears and send your palms together over your head. Good. Exhale, hands to shoulders, elbows wide. Inhale, bring those elbows together in front of you. Oh, big stretch. Exhale, reach your hands behind your ears. Send your hands up above head. Good. Take a second here. Inhale. Exhale, hands to shoulders, elbows wide out to the side. Inhale, elbows together in the center. Exhale, hands behind the ears. Point those fingers up to the sky. And then go ahead, exhale all the way down to the sides. Good work. Couple shoulder rolls. Bring those shoulders up to the ears, around and back. And then the last one here for the arms before we get into the legs, bring up to a goalpost or cactus motion for me. And then drop one hand down. And then we'll alternate again. So inhale, switch. Exhale, switch. With your own breathing, inhale, switch. Exhale, switch. One more time on each side with an inhale. Pull your shoulders back and an exhale. And then take both hands down for me and release the elbows, release the shoulders, relax the shoulders down. Good job. All right, we're going to send our legs out long in front of us. I'm going to turn this side so it's easier for you to see me, but you can sit however feels comfortable and is easiest for you to see your screen. Legs out long. Take a second to just kind of look down. See if you can identify where your thigh bones run through your thighs and connect to your hips. And then see if you can send those legs out so that your feet, knees, and hips are all in line. See if you can kind of identify where that is and make a nice straight line. Then take your palms to the mat, hands down next to your hips. We're going to flex the thigh muscles to bring the heels off the floor. And then we're going to point one toe and flex the other. And then we're going to alternate. Inhale, alternate. Exhale, alternate. Good. So one goes up, the other goes down, along with your breathing at your own pace. Stretch through the feet. See if you can really point those toes and then flex them back towards you. Keep your spine long. Let's see if you can also relax your shoulders. Lots to think about, I know. Stay here for 2 more breaths. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Beautiful job. Okay, we're going to take the right leg, bend the knee, and put the foot on the floor. And then take your hand and just interlock your fingers around your shin. And then grow that spine long again. So left leg is extended long. Right knee is bent, right foot is on the floor. And you're using that squeeze against your shin to keep your back nice and long and tall. Take a breath in and out. And just take a second to notice the difference in the feeling of your hips here. So you've got one squeezed in tight, the other a little bit longer. Just notice the difference. Good. Release the hands. Slide that right foot along the floor to send that leg out long again, and we'll do the other side. So left leg bends the knee, bring the foot to the floor. Pull that knee in close to your chest. Wrap your hands down around your shin. Squeeze in and use that squeezing motion against your shin to send your spine long. Relax your shoulders down. Grow a couple inches taller for a moment. And then just notice those hips again. Notice how they feel. No judgment. Just noticing how they might feel different. Take a big inhale. And then release the hand. Exhale, send that leg out long. Good work. Hands back to the floor on either side of you, using the motion of pressing the hands into the floor to grow your spine long. We're going to take the right foot, and I want you to flop. I'm actually going to turn back towards you so that you can see this a little better. I want you to take the right foot and let it flop open to the side. And then slide it along the floor, just maybe 1.5 feet, opening up to the side. And then flop the right toe back to the inside and slide the foot back into place. Okay, let's try it on the left. Let the left foot flop open. I'm opposite, you guys. You're going to slide that foot about 18 inches out to the side, feeling the difference in the hip. Then flop the foot back in and slide it along to center. Good job. We're going to do each side one more time. Right or left, doesn't matter. Let the toe flop open to the side. Slide open. Point the toe back to the center. Slide closed. Switch sides. Last one. Flop open to the side. Slide it open. Flop back to center. Slide it closed. Good job. So we're just doing some different kind of hip movements here, trying to get you aware of your hips, aware of those joints, aware of your hip flexors. I can feel mine right now. They're a little mad at me. Like I can definitely feel that we're using those. So if you notice that, that's kind of what we're working into today. Let's go ahead and open up both legs into a straddle position. This does not need to be some big giant straddle split, but just widen the legs. Let the toes gently fall towards the back of the room and bring your fingertips to the floor in front of you. As you inhale, create a long spine, and as you exhale, walk those fingertips forward, just bringing yourself down a little bit till you feel a big inner thigh stretch. And you can do that a couple of times. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, walk those fingertips forward. And see if you can find that point of a really strong stretching sensation without getting to a point of pain. Sometimes we kind of walk that edge a little bit in yoga of sensation versus pain. We don't want to cause injury, but we do want to challenge our bodies a little bit. And I think if you try to keep a flat back here, that's going to help you. If you're hunching down and trying to just get to the floor, it's going to become more about that upper body as opposed to this leg stretch. So nice flat back, and just walk those fingertips forward on the exhale. Stay for one more minute. Inhale. And then go ahead and use an exhale to walk them back up. Great job. Let's move over onto our hands and knees to our tabletop position. Knees underneath hips, hands underneath shoulders. Spread those fingertips out wide and a couple of cow and cat stretches to get our spine moving. Inhale, drop the belly, lift your chin and look forward. Press yourself away from your mat. Exhale, tuck your chin to your chest, arch the spine up towards the ceiling, still pressing away. And then with your own breathing, at your own pace, inhale and exhale. Dropping the belly and then arching to the ceiling. Notice your spine. And when you're ready, go ahead and come back to the center. Good work. All right, back into those hips for just a moment. Take your right leg and you're just going to lift it open to the side. Think a fire hydrant. That's what we call this in fitness. Dog opening the leg to the side. And then you're going to circle your hip back and around and back in line. Go ahead, put your weight back on that right knee. And then do it again. The same side. Lift the right leg up to the side. Circle around to the back nice and slow. And then bring it back in line for your tabletop. One more time on the right. Lift the leg out to the side. Then draw a big circle with your knee around and back. Opening through that hip. And bring it back in line. Good job. All right, other side. Here we go. Left knee, lift it open to the side. Circle around and back. Bring it in line and shift your weight back onto both knees. So we're coming all the way back to our tabletop in between. Inhale, lift the left knee. Exhale, draw a big circle around and back. Bring it back in line. We've got one more. Inhale, lift the left knee to the side. Exhale, circle around and back and bring it in. Good job. Tuck the toes behind you and then walk your hands back towards your legs and bring yourself up to a kneeling position with those toes tucked for a little toe stretch. Toe stand there. And if your wrists are sore from being on them for a minute there, go ahead, give them a little love. Circle and maybe rub them just a little bit. Bring that circulation back. We're going to go back on hands and knees for just a minute. All right. So tabletop position, untuck the toes. This time, we're going to send the right leg out to the side. So straight out, and you're going to straighten the leg and put the foot on the floor. Turn to the side so you can see. So that leg, I'll do my left so it looks like you're right. So right leg out to the side. We're going to take the right hand, put it up behind the head, and then we're going to turn and look up towards the ceiling. So you're opening up to the right side. The hand behind the head provides a little bit of support. That right leg out long. Good. And if it feels okay, then extend the right arm up to the ceiling. Look up to your hand. If that bothers your neck, go ahead, keep your hand there for support. Take one more big inhale here, extended, and then exhale. Bring the hand down, pull the knee back underneath you, back to your tabletop position, and let's do the left side. So left leg is going to extend out long, straight out to the side. You're going to put your foot on the floor. Left hand comes behind your head, then turn to the left, looking up, opening up through the chest. Using the hand to support the head. Feeling a stretch through the left side of the chest. And then you can stay right there, or if you want a little bit more, reach that left hand up towards the ceiling, turn your head, look up at your left hand. Big inhale here. And then exhale, bring the hand all the way down. Bring that left knee back in line. So from tabletop position, walk your hands out about a hand length in front of you. Tuck your toes. We're going to go up to downward dog. So lift those hips high up and back. Good work. Go ahead and pedal out the heels a couple times. Our first time here in downward dog today. Stretch the calves. See what feels good. Maybe you press your chest towards the floor. See if you can create some of that length in your body. And then when you're ready, we're going to take small steps up towards the top of the mat, coming to our forward fold. You can keep your feet about hip distance apart. As we get going, and if you find that you want to bring your feet right together so that they're touching, you can always switch to that, or you can keep them hip distance apart. All right, let's take inhale to a halfway lift. So hands are going to come to your thighs or your shins. Shoulders are going to pull away from your ears as you come to a flat back. And then exhale back to your forward fold. Stay down here and take an inhale. And then use your exhale to slowly roll up this first time. Think one vertebrae at a time. Keep your chin tucked to your chest until the very last. Lift your head, look forward. Turn your palms forward to the top of your mat. Mountain pose. Good job, my friends. Feel your feet connected to the floor. Pull your shoulders away from your ear. Think of squeezing between your shoulder blades to really open up across your chest. Space between each of your fingers. Think jazz hands. And let's get into our sun salutation. So inhale, slightly bend the knees, reach all the way up, stretch toward the sky. Exhale, swan dive back down to your forward fold. On an inhale, we come back to that flat back halfway lift. And exhale, forward fold. Good job. We're going to step the right leg all the way back. Big step. Drop the knee to the floor and untuck the toe. Then lift the head and look forward. Fingertips stay on the mat looking forward. On an exhale, go ahead, look back down at the mat, tuck the back toes, lift the back knee. We're going to step the front foot to the back foot, hands flat on the mat to take us to plank position. Then gently drop your knees to the floor, and on an exhale, lower your belly all the way down to the mat. Hands stay underneath your shoulders. On an inhale, we're going to lift the head, look forward, little cobra. On an exhale, look back down at the floor. Next inhale, we're going to press up to our tabletop, tuck our toes, and continue on to downward facing dog. Good work. All right, this time we're going to step the right foot up between the hands. Take a couple steps to get it there. Use your hands if you need to. Left leg is back. We're going to drop the left knee to the floor and untuck the toes. Lift your face, look forward. Good. On an exhale, look back down at the floor, tuck the back toes, lift the back knee, and step the back foot to the front foot this time to come back to your forward fold. Relax that upper body. Shake your head yes and no. Remember, your fingertips don't have to touch the floor. You're just reaching downward. And then let's inhale to our halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. This time, inhale, reverse your swan dive. Come all the way up, reach to the sky. Exhale, hands to your heart, elbows out wide. Good work. Take a second to breathe. Notice how you're feeling. Can you feel your heart? Feel a little bit warmer. Beautiful. All right, inhale, reach up high. Exhale, dive forward, forward fold. Remember, you can bend your knees as much as you'd like in your forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Step the right foot back and then the left foot back. Just go right to your plank pose. And then you can, on your exhale, you can either drop your knees or keep your knees up and lower your belly all the way to the mat. Inhale for your cobra. Lift your head, look forward. Maybe a little bit bigger this time. Maybe a little bit of a back bend. Exhale, back down. Inhale, press back to plank or tabletop. And then exhale to downward dog. Good work. We're going to start with our left leg. We're going to lift the left leg up behind us. Then pull your knee in towards your nose. Shift forward. And eventually you're going to step that left foot through between your hands. Again, if you need a couple steps to get there, no problem. That right foot in the back, we're going to rotate so we can bring our heel down to the floor. And then we're going to connect to our core. Using those belly muscles, we're going to lift up, facing forward for warrior one, arms straight up. So front knee stays over front ankle. Soften the back knee, don't lock it out. Big stretch here. Take an inhale. Exhale, send your arms wide and back. We're going to interlock the hands behind the lower back. Open up through the chest, big chest stretch. Take one more breath here. And on your exhale, go ahead, release the hands. They're going to come down on either side of that left foot. We're going to lift the back heel so we turn both toes to face the top of the mat again. We're going to step the front foot to the back foot and go right to downward dog. So right back to your downward dog. Take a second to breathe here if you need it. You can always pedal those heels, whatever feels good. Maybe bend and then straighten your legs. Good job. Right side this time. So lift the right leg up behind you. Then bend your knee, pull your knee towards your nose, shift forward in your plank, lift, 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 and step the right leg through. Left heel is going to rotate down to the mat. Keep that right knee over the right ankle, connect to your core. Use your belly muscles to rise up, warrior one. Arms extended. Imagine you're holding that beach ball overhead. Relax your shoulders down into their sockets. Take an inhale here, and then on an exhale, travel those arms wide, back behind your back. This time when you interlock your fingers, put the other thumb on top, the one that feels a little bit funky. Open up through the shoulders. Good job, my friends. Inhale. And then exhale, release the hands. Hands are going to travel down to either side of that right foot. We're going to step the back foot up to the front foot to come back to our forward fold one more time. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, reverse your swan dive, rise all the way up, arms wide, reach high overhead. And exhale, hands to heart. Palms pressed together, thumbs right over your sternum. Relax your shoulders, breathe. Beautiful work. All right, I'm going to turn towards you for this next little part. You're welcome to stay at the top of your mat or wherever you can see me. Relax your hands down to your sides. Take a breath in and out. We're going to bend our knees, send our hips back in a little chair pose. Arms reach straight out from the shoulders. So right here. You may find it helps to bring your feet together and squeeze those thighs together so that everything's pressed together to the center line. If that doesn't help, feel free to keep the feet a little bit wider. And then on an exhale, go ahead, stand up. Beautiful. Let's do one more time just like that. Send your hips back, bend your knees, reach your arms forward. If this feels okay with your arms, you may want to bring them higher. You may want to bring biceps by your ears, but maybe not. Maybe straight forward feels good to you. Take an inhale here for me and an exhale, stand up tall. Good work. All right, this time we're going to take an easy twist in that chair pose. So bend the hips, bend the knees, send those hips back. We're going to take the right hand to the left thigh, and the left arm is going to sweep back. So here, hand on the thigh. Use the hand on the thigh to pull yourself open just a little bit more. See if you can turn your head to look back at that left hand. Inhale here one more time. And then exhale, hands down by your thighs, stand up tall. Good work. Let's do the other side. Take an inhale. Exhale, sit back in your chair, bend the knees, bend the hips. Left hand to the outside of the right thigh. Right arm sweeps down, back. Reach behind you. And then use the hand on the thigh to press and open. See if you can turn your head back to look at that right hand. If not, be kind to your neck. Be kind to yourself. You're doing great. Big breath in. And exhale, release the hands. Stand up tall. Good work. All right. Hips, a lot of times, the only thing we think about doing with the hips is opening, right? We've already done quite a bit of that. We've done big hip circles. We've done spreading the legs wide. We've done hip opening. One of the poses that brings hips to an internal rotation in yoga is called eagle pose. And eagle pose has a lot of wrapping and tucking and twisting. It's always one of those that if you hear that, you're like, oh, yuck, don't want to do that. So I'm going to give you some beautiful options today that still give you that rotation of the hips to the internal without being crazy making, all right? If you're comfortable with eagle pose, you want to just do that wrapping and twisting, go for it. But if not, here are some beautiful options. I want you to start by taking the left foot and just crossing it over the right. You can keep your toe on the floor or you can put your foot on the floor, just depending on what feels better. So the legs are just crossed here. And then hands, bring them to your heart. So this is one good option. We've taken that crossover with the leg. So hips are moving towards each other. Hands crossed at the heart. If you still feel a little bit wobbly there, you're more than welcome to grab onto a wall or even to lean against a wall or a chair or a couch to give yourself some more support. And then what I want you to do is squeeze those legs together. Squeeze and press. Pull everything to the midline. Use your core to pull to the center. Take an inhale. And exhale, release the hands, step the foot back. Good job. Let's do that same thing on the other side. So right leg crosses over left. You can keep your toe on the floor or you can step all the way over, bring your foot down. Arms cross. Take an inhale. Squeeze everything to the midline. Squeeze the thighs together, squeeze the calves together, squeeze your core together. And exhale, release the hands and release. Good job. Okay, the other option that I want you to try today is grabbing your block. We're going to set the block to the outside of the right foot. I got a lot of purple going on. Hopefully you can see where that is right there. It's all blending together. All right, so standing with your feet underneath your hips with that block on the outside of the right foot, we're going to cross the left foot over the right, and we're going to bring the toe to rest on the block. And then as you inhale, you're again going to squeeze the legs together. So with traditional eagle, you would actually take your foot and wrap it around the back of your leg. If that feels good, go for it. Otherwise, just rest your foot on that block or book and then squeeze the legs together. Traditional eagle arms, we would take the left arm under the right, cross them together, and bring the palms wrapped in front. You can go for that, or you can cross the arms, grab opposite shoulders. Or again, just bring your hands to your heart. Squeeze everything to the midline, nice and tight. Take a breath in. And then exhale, release the arms, unwrap the legs. Good job. Let's switch sides. So bring that block to the outside of the left foot. Stand up tall. When you're ready, cross the right foot over the left. Bring the toe to rest on the block or the ball of the foot. I say the toe. It's really the ball of your foot to rest there. Squeeze the legs together. We're going to cross the same. So the leg that's crossed over is the arm we want to bring underneath. And again, if you want to do that wrap where you press palms together and wrap here, you can. Or just grab opposite shoulders, drop your shoulders down in their sockets. Squeeze the legs together, bring everything into the midline, tight squeeze, inhale. And exhale, release the arms, release the legs. Good work. All right, go ahead and bring that block out of the way. Hopefully those are some good eagle options for you. Feel free to use those anytime. We're going to come down to the mat now, so just make your way down to a nice seat. We're going to start with the legs out long. We're going to do one more nice hip opener in a seated position here. Again, I'll turn towards you, so it's just a little bit easier to see. We're going to take the right leg. We did this earlier. You're going to bend the knee, put your foot on the floor, and then this time You're going to lift your foot. You're going to bring the right foot towards the left shoulder. So you're lifting that foot up, and then you're just going to cradle it like a baby. So you're going to wrap your left arm around that right foot, and then your right arm around your right knee. And it may even feel good to rock. You might want to try rocking forward or backward, side to side. If wrapping the elbows around feels too tight, you're more than welcome to just use your hands. One hand on your foot, one hand on your knee. And just rock. Or maybe just hold. Try to keep a long spine. Relax your shoulders. Take an inhale. And on an exhale, release that foot to the floor, send it out long. We're going to do a forward fold in between sides. So long, tall spine in the center. Take those fingertips to each side of your legs. And just like we did in our straddle stretch at the beginning, we're just going to use our fingertips to walk us forward into our forward fold, keeping a flat back. So sometimes, we do that big up and over stretch. This time I want you to make it a little bit more subtle. Just use those fingertips to walk you forward. Keep your shoulders down, your neck long. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, see if you can walk a little bit further forward. And then go ahead, release, walk your fingertips back, sit up tall. And we'll do that cradle stretch with the left leg. So start by bringing the left foot to the floor, bending the knee. And then we're going to take the hand, lift the left foot towards the right shoulder. And you can wrap the elbows around to cradle it in, or you can just keep a hand on the foot and a hand on the knee. And feel free to explore. See if the rocking feels good. If it doesn't, you can always just hold still. Let's take one more big breath. Good job. Exhale, return the foot to the floor and send that leg out long. Good work. Let's roll down onto our back. So scoot down a little bit if you need to, and then just roll yourself all the way down. Give me a full body stretch where you reach your arms up overhead. Point your toes. Make yourself nice and long. Good work. Bring your arms down by your sides, bend your knees and put your feet on the floor. We're going to take a bridge stretch here. If you would like to grab your block or book and do a supported bridge, that might feel really nice here where we're working on lengthening out those hip flexors. So if you want to grab your block, you're welcome to do that. Otherwise, we're just going to press the feet into the floor, lift the hips up towards the ceiling. If you've got that block, go ahead, slide it in underneath your hips. Rest your hips there. And if you think about what I was talking about in the very beginning with sitting and how that shortens our hip flexors because we have that 90-degree angle, this is very much the opposite of that, right? We've extended those hip flexors long. So we're creating that length. We're balancing out that sitting. We're also stretching our back here. We're using our glutes and hamstrings. Beautiful. Take one more big breath in and out. If you've got the block underneath your hips, go ahead and pull it out. And then everybody gently lower down to the floor. Great work. We're going to bring the soles of the feet together and let the knees just gently fall open to the sides. Hands, I'm going to give you your choice if you'd like to rest your hands on your inner thighs. One thing I like to do in this position is to actually send my arms straight up overhead. You might just want to rest them by your sides. You might want to put your hands on your belly. See if you can take just a moment to relax in this position. Not final relaxation. We'll get there in just a minute, but don't sink quite that deep yet. But just see if you can relax into those hips. Good. Let's bring the hands to the outside of the legs to provide some support as we bring the knees back up to the center. We're going to drop both knees over to the right. So drop your knees over to the right, and you can decide how far you want to go. You can actually roll onto your right side if you would like, and then send both arms out long for me. And if it feels okay to your neck, turn and look over your left arm. So you're looking away from your legs. That's what kind of creates that full spinal twist, sending your knees one way and your head the other. If you find that your legs don't quite want to rest together in this spinal twist, one thing that can be kind of nice is to take your block and just put it between your legs so that you're still supporting that top leg. Good. Take a nice deep inhale, and then I want you to be really slow as you twist back to the center, bringing your knees back up towards the ceiling, feet to the floor, your gaze back up to the ceiling. Take a second to center yourself in the middle, and then we'll do the other side. So we'll just let both knees drop over to the left. You can roll onto your left hip if you would like to. Keep those arms out to a T. And then again, as long as it feels good to your neck, turn your head and look over to the right. Creating that full spinal twist. Good job. Inhale. And then again, nice and slow and deliberate. Exhale, bring your knees back up towards the ceiling, feet to the floor. Turn your head so that you're looking straight up at the ceiling. And then we'll come to our final relaxation. So arms down by the sides, send the legs out long. Let the feet fall open to the sides. Come to corpse pose or shavasana. As always, if this is not a comfortable pose for you, please feel free to bend your knees or even roll onto your side. If it feels okay, let your eyes fall closed. If you find your mind wandering, see if you can return to noticing your breathing. I'll let you know when it's time to sit up, so go ahead and just spend 1 minute there, letting your mat support and hold you. All right, you're always more than welcome to take more time there on the floor if you would like. But if you're ready, move your fingers and toes first to bring some movement back to your body. Take any little stretches you need on the floor. Don't open your eyes until you're ready. And then eventually make your way back up to a seat on your mat. Good. Sit nice and tall. Let's bring hands together at the heart, thumbs over the sternum, relax your shoulders. Thanks so much for practicing with me today. I hope your hips feel good. I hope you got some ideas for things that you can do to take care of them. It's always a good idea to take breaks when you're doing a lot of sitting at a desk or a long drive, just to give those legs some moving space to straighten out the hips. Let's take one big breath in together. Breathe in lots of love and send it back out. Thanks so much. Have a fabulous day and be well.